We are reaching the end of Stroke Awareness Month, and it's important to know the symptoms of a stroke. And joining us now is Dr. Colin McDonald. He's a neurologist with Novant Health. Thank you so much for joining us today. We do appreciate it.
It's great to be here.
All right, so let's begin with what causes a stroke.
Yeah, a stroke is due to a damage of the nerves in the brain. And most of the time, probably about 85% of the time, that's due to a blockage of one of the arteries providing blood and oxygen to the brain. About 15% of the time, a stroke is due to a rupture of one of the blood vessels in the brain. But in both cases, it runs the risk of causing permanent injury to the brain.
What about symptoms?
Yeah. When I think about symptoms, I think about 4 letters: F, A, S, and T. That stands for fast. Many times when someone is having a stroke, their face will become distorted. It may droop on one side. That's a sign of a stroke. Many times when someone is having a stroke, their arm may become weak or clumsy. That's another sign of a stroke. Many times when someone's having a stroke, their speech will be impaired. They'll be unable to speak. They won't be making any sense. They may be very slurred in their speech. That's another sign of a stroke. The T stands for time, because if you or someone else is experiencing any of those 3 symptoms, it's time to call 911 and get to a hospital as quickly as possible, because we have therapies that can be delivered to lessen the trauma of a stroke.
All right, one of those therapies, the TPA that we've been talking about?
And that is one of them. And that therapy has been FDA approved since 1996. And it's a therapy that we give to patients within 4.5 hours of the symptoms starting. That's one therapy. But now, as of around 2014 or 2015, we have additional therapies that we call minimally invasive therapies. And basically, these are catheters or small wires that are navigated through the big blood vessels of the body up to the brain, where we can physically remove the blood clot in an artery in the brain that has a blockage. Those therapies are called mechanical thrombectomy or mechanical interventions.
That is awesome stuff. How do people learn more information about all of this?
So we have a website. It's novanthealth.org and just /neuroscience.
All right, good stuff. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.